We got the bell housing all cleaned out and got my what do you call this thing, clutch brake on there. Let me show you how that clutch brake goes on. There's nothing to it. It gives common sense. It's got little teeth, one here and then one there, one on each side. This is a limited slip clutch brake. It's got another clutch on the inside of it. Anyway, you just line up those teeth on the spline that goes all the way to the back. There's only one place around the whole thing where the spline goes all the way back on both sides. One top and one bottom, unless you turn it sideways. I'm bringing my clutch in here on a mover's cart. You can use a creeper. My creeper is kind of broken. I'm not using it. I need to fix it. It needs a new floor on it or whatever. This is a mover's cart with a board on it, and it's how I'm bringing the clutch in here, and then I got to assemble it on the jack. I forgot to mention I'm supposed to, and I haven't done it yet, and I'm going to bring this thing back out and do it. There's several grease fittings all the way around this collar here for the throwout bearing, and they all need to be greased before you put this thing together. And you wipe a little grease inside the bushing in the middle of the clutch there. Not the clutch disc, but inside the middle of the pressure plate. I'm going to bring it back out and do that right now. I just started the engine and shut it off quickly about 6 or 7 times. And the first time I started it, I marked a number 1 down here, right on the bottom. The second time, where the bottom was when it shut off, I put a number 2, which is up here. And the third time, I put a number 3. So the first 3 times it stopped 1/3 apart, and then each time after that it stopped near one of those numbers. It stopped along the 2 a couple of times, and it stopped on the 1 twice. So I just left it at the number 1, and I went out and checked my marks. I got marks on the vibration damper on the engine out in front, and that's where my original marks were that says clutch. I wrote clutch on my marks so that I know that that's where it needs to be to adjust the clutch, because the adjustment bolt will be down here. Now it's time to assemble this clutch on here. I'm going to put the pressure plate on first, and this round side needs to go on the bottom. See, it's square across the top there. The bottom side's rounded. That goes on the bottom, and that's my adjustment right there. This is not the kind where you turn the wheel by hand, where you take the locking tab off and turn the wheel by hand. This kind, you just got to take this bolt and you push it in and then turn it, and you don't have to stick a pry bar in there and wrench that adjusting wheel inside the clutch. This has got a gear in there that turns that wheel for you. It's easier to adjust. So we got to put this on first, and then the second thing we're going to put on is these clutches. And look here, this one says flywheel side, and then I'll have to look and see what there's labels. One of them has 2 labels. This one's got a second label. It says intermediate plate side. So this one goes on first, and you have to put them on in the right direction, because this hub has a shock absorber in it. That's what these springs are, and if you turn it the wrong direction, the springs aren't going to compress, they're going to stretch, they're going to go the other way. So you want the springs to compress to absorb the shock. So it's got to be going the right direction. It's got to be turning the right direction so that it'll work right. I've got them all stacked on there in the order that they're supposed to be. And I just wanted to say that I don't know. I haven't seen any directions telling me what order to put these friction sides of these that have the friction on them. I just like to put them both on both the clutch discs where I can see them through in these gaps, in these large gaps in between these mounting hubs. I like to put them on that way. I don't know if you can or not. I've never tried it, but I think that if you had the starter off, you might be able to get in there with a mirror and a flashlight and have a look at your clutch material. I kind of doubt it, but it's just a thought. Might be able to. I'm ready to go ahead and jack this up and put it in there. One thing I don't like about this new jack, I like everything except this valve. You got to really crank that hard and tight. I mean, it turns good, but you got to really seat that thing tight to get it to stop from sinking down, and I think it still sinks down. So I think I am going to have to take it back and get a different one. But my modification is only a piece that bolts on. It's this piece here. I made that piece and it bolts on. So this shouldn't hurt my guarantee any, because they don't even know I'm using that. Which doesn't matter. I don't care if they did know. It's not supposed to leak like that and seep down. I just had to keep turning this thing slightly. There's a lot of threaded holes on that flywheel, and I had to just keep turning this thing slightly until I could see holes lining up all the way around, and keep the adjusting nut right on the bottom. And so I finally found that sweet spot there. So now I'm going to play with my tilt a little bit and my up and down and get this thing to slide in there. I have all the bolts except for the one that I can't reach because it's behind this in and seated finger tight all the way around. You got to seat them finger tight first, and when they're all seated finger tight, then you can take this jack off, because you're going to have to start compressing this clutch little at a time. You're going to do a couple of bolts on this side and press them down a little bit, maybe one turn or so on the screws, and then go over here and then another turn, and then back and forth on those two a couple times, and then you can run these down this way and this way a couple times, and you just got to alternate back and forth until everything bottoms out and seats real tight. And when it does, there's a little spacer right in here. I got my finger on it. That little spacer will come out. It's stuck in there right now because the clutch is open, but once this thing is released and the clutch is tight, then this will fall out of there. I can hear the impact now. It's bottoming out. I can also feel I'm touching the socket while it's doing that, and it's just barely turning. They're all done. They're seated. This should just come out of there, I think. So I thought. Well, it's all bottomed out, metal to metal. I don't know why that piece isn't coming out. Maybe I gotta adjust this to get it out of there. Well, I'm not having any luck getting that out, so I guess the only way to get it out is to put the rest of the clutch together, put the transmission on and the clutch fork, because that will lift these. It moves, and when I lift this with this pry bar, pull this out, then I can feel this thing moving. And I had to do that a little bit to turn this to get it square, because this does need to be square to get that's got to be level. These two sides got to be level for the clutch fork to go on there.